Hey there, friends. I'm the only Sir Cracker.
I'm Miss Carol. Hi.
And I am, well, okay, we gotta do this because it's the first episode we've ever done this. So we've got to kind of explain ourselves a little bit. Okay.
Yes.
So this was my channel, Sir Cracker Cinema. And we've decided to collaborate our two channels.
Yes.
So we're moving you over to Sir Cracker Cinema.
Yay!
And if you all haven't seen Miss Carol before, she does
Carol's Cheesy Cinema.
Carol's Cheesy Cinema, which is where she goes in and reviews cheesy movies and then rates them.
Yes. On a scale of cheese.
Yeah, like Gouda to
Brie and feta and mozzarella.
So definitely check out all of those.
Yes.
Because they are definitely worth watching. They are awesome, and she's got plenty more coming down the line.
I just need to start taking notes. And
Yeah. So we're gonna have a playlist set up for Carol's Cheesy Cinema. So click on the playlist and you'll be able to watch those. Well, welcome to the channel.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's a pleasure to have you. That's for sure. I'm sure people are wondering, what are we doing here?
We are going to do Doctor Who.
Doctor Who. Kind of like Siskel and Ebert.
Yes, that's the plan. That's the plan. Yes.
Okay, so there's a lot of YouTube channels and podcasts and that kind of stuff out there that review Doctor Who.
Yes.
And we've decided to do it a little different and more our style.
Yeah.
Cheesy. We're going to do in chronological order.
Yes.
So we're starting with the very first one, Unearthly Child. And we're just going to work our way through the process. And eventually, when we're really old and we're really gray, hopefully we can stick with this, we'll end up with what is current at that time. And I'm sure we haven't seen that or hasn't been released yet.
Right.
So I've done a lot of talking. We both have reviewed, or both have watched, all 4 parts of this.
Yes, of Unearthly Child.
So let's start with the first one, the first episode.
Okay.
So give me a breakdown of what happens in this episode.
Well, in this episode, we meet Susan and her teachers. Yes. And we find out that Susan is incredibly smart, but a little dumb in other areas.
Okay, so she's where she's smart, she's lacking in others.
Yes, yeah, social graces and some stuff like that, which ironically you could describe the Doctor as well.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. So the teachers, they're trying to help Susan, and they follow her.
Hold that thought, just 1 second. Okay. I'm gonna go turn off the water fountain. I'll be right back.
And so they follow her, and that's how they end up finding and meeting the Doctor.
Oh.
So.
Yeah, the Doctor's in a junkyard and.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, weird places.
Right, and then the whole thing is kind of weird. So break this episode down for me. What were your points? What caught your attention in this one?
Well, I wrote down here like exactly what I just said. The way they describe Susan is exactly the way that they could describe the Doctor. So definitely his granddaughter.
Right, they're related.
Right, they're definitely related. And then the way they describe the TARDIS several times as it's alive. It's alive. I watched some of the new Who, and yes, she's alive. So that ultimately is correct as well. And then one question I had throughout this episode and the Unearthly Child 4 episodes was like, why does the Doctor seem to hate humans?
Mm.
Yeah, in later incarnations, he loves them, and he's wanting to help them, blah blah blah. But here in Unearthly Child and in the Daleks, which we'll talk about later, he's just so rude.
Right. Right.
Oh my gosh.
Well, he is. He's very off-putting.
Yes.
And I think he's trying to shelter and protect what he knows, and try to protect the teachers and his companions at the time, to try to keep the distance.
Right.
So to start off with, this was a fantastic episode to start off with.
Yes.
Because you really start from the ground and you work up. And I enjoyed it, minus the fact it's black and white, but whatever.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it because it built characters for both the teachers.
Right.
It built Susan's characters. You learned in this episode just enough about the Doctor to keep you intrigued to want to see the next episode.
Right.
Speaking of next episode.
Yes. We go from the junkyard to the Cave of Skulls.
Right.
It's still under the title of Unearthly Child, which I'm still trying to get used to that kind of...
It will change as time goes. It'll
I'm still trying to get used to that.
In history, it changes.
Yeah, it's just like, wow.
Did you find it fascinating how they got in the TARDIS? Like, they kind of, like, forced their way through? Was that kind of weird, the way it...
A little bit. I mean, like I said, I've seen some of the newer stuff where, like, Clara forces her way in, and Donna is just in there.
Right.
So, I wasn't... I'm under the belief TARDIS is alive,
right?
And the TARDIS goes where you need to go, and companion who you want to companion with, or
So they end up on this planet.
Yes.
Okay, and it's kind of a crash land sort of situation.
Yes.
Everybody hits the ground and passes out, and
that's another thing. It's just like
they fell in different directions, which I thought was hilarious. And then
they all looked like sick and queasy.
Yeah. Like they were totally fresh to the whole concept of
because like in the newer Who, he crashes all the freaking time.
Right.
But they never looked. They just like all looked sick and queasy, and like, where did Barbara's chair come from? And,
and then laying on the console, it's like naturally that your body is going to slide off and you're going to hit the ground.
Right. Yeah.
So a lot of that is just the shtick of it.
Yeah, and like some of Susan's whining and acting, I don't know,
Well, what was with that scream?
Yes! Oh my god, yes.
This woman screams like a wild banshee. It's weird, and it's out of the blue, and it's got a little like laughter behind.
Yeah.
We're not there yet.
Right.
So they land on this planet, and it's like cavemen.
Yes.
It's so weird. Like you got this all these trying to light fire, and he's rubbing a stick together this way and can't get the fire lit. And then you got this crazy, like, who would put an old lady like this, who wouldn't eat this woman? I mean, seriously, cannibalism, I'm totally down with. She portrays their group, sneaks into a huge back door.
Right.
Like, it's a hidden back door, but it's massive.
Right.
You walk in, you're going to see it.
Right.
And she sneaks in, and she lets them loose.
Right. Right.
So, and all they want is the fire.
Right.
And this is what's really cool about this, is they want one person to know how to use the fire.
Yeah, so they can be the leader.
Yeah.
But, like, the Doctor had said, we all know how to do fire.
Mm-hmm.
So that we all can survive, that we can all...
Right.
It has nothing to do with leader.
Mm-hmm.
It just...
And they didn't get that.
Yeah.
And they were clueless.
Like, totally over their head.
Right. They were so I think at one point in time they had fire. Like the previous leader who Shrell or whatever, I can't remember.
Something like that.
I think he died, got sick and died, or something happened, and
he was supposed to pass fire down.
Right, and he never
wasn't able to.
Right, so his son or whoever the guy below him couldn't light fire, and he was rubbing the sticks together, so he had he's kind of seen it
almost there,
but you're not lighting your hands on fire.
Right. This episode also, the what's his name, the guy teacher. His name's going over my head. Ian. Yes. Yeah, Ian. He actually says Dr. Foreman, and the doctor's like, Doctor who? I'm sorry. I just love that. Because it's just like all through.
Does it almost make you wonder if the title of the show was by accident? Because if you think about, they could have filmed 6, 7 episodes, whatever, or storylines, or 4 or 5 storylines, and then decided, let's call it something. What are we going to call it? And they used that to do it. Because it came across not as a pun, it came across natural.
It did.
It was Doctor Who, I don't know who you're talking about. Right. And it didn't look as if he was making fun of the fact, the show's called Doctor Who. Right. So, that was something that popped in my head too when I heard that. I was like, that's a little
I was
weird.
excited for it, but now that you mention it, it was a little, it was just in there.
I've watched this episode 3 times.
Have you?
Yeah. I love this. Well, this isn't really, 4 episodes, 1 storyline. Right. So, what happened in number 3?
Earthly Child number 3 was Forest of Fear.
Forest of Fear.
And that was the old lady helped them escape that cave, and they end up in this foresty type place, and they are trying to get back to the TARDIS because the doctor was like, I can give you fire, I just need to go back to my ship because I left the stuff there. Right. Is essentially what he was saying.
A way to sneak out.
Right.
Right.
So, it's just a long, drawn out episode of them going through the forest and the cavemen trying to find them and
And so pretty much this episode could have been skipped.
Almost. Yeah.
There wasn't any real plot building other than characterization stuff. Right. And it was really more of who's the weaker, who's the stronger. Susan,
I want to be leader.
Right.
You can't be leader. I'm going to be leader. Yeah.
Right.
But there was a line that once, I don't remember who said it, but someone said, must have been as your eyes have seen. And they were talking about dreams or visions that they were having, you know? And I'm just like, okay, telepathic came in?
Yeah.
Is that what? But they didn't go beyond it. They didn't develop that or anything. But I was like, is that what they're trying to say? You know, yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
So I didn't know what they were trying to do with that.
And I, when it comes to this episode, I was very, okay, I want to get up and, go do something or play with my phone. I was very bored. Episode 3 just made me very okay, I could go do something, I could vacuum, I could clean, I could do something else because I was losing it. I just totally was not there. Yeah. But, so episode 4, the final part of this story.
Of Unearthly Child, it's called The Fire Starter. And essentially, they get taken back to the Cave of Skulls.
Dragged back.
Yes. And, again, he's, the doctor's telling them, we can teach you how, just give us a chance, and, we need to go back to our ship, we need to go home, and blah, blah, blah. So they end up teaching him how to do fire,
Mm-hmm.
and they go back to the TARDIS. And they try to head for home.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what's really cool, is this particular TARDIS had like a TV screen.
Okay.
All the newer ones don't have that. I was like, they can look outside.
So,
That's cool.
to fill you in a little bit here, Miss Carol is a modern Whovian.
Yes.
Okay. Now, we'll break it down a little bit for you. Old school, we used to be called not Whovian, DWs. We used to be called DWs. That was our thing. Oh, you're a DW. You're a Doctor Who fan. You're a DW. The new people come in, which is what Carol is.
Yes.
Is a Whovian. I am not a Whovian, which is what makes this awesome, because I'm not a fan at all of the new stuff. I've seen a lot of the new stuff, and I'm not a fan. It doesn't entice me. So I'm hoping through the process I end up falling head over heels in love with both the old and the new.
And I haven't seen but a few episodes of Classic Who, so I really.
And she thinks the TV screen is cool.
It's
there is
cool.
so more things
it's
that they've
amazing.
taken out. So
yes.
just to give you spoilers, the TV screen pretty much goes through the entire thing.
Yeah, well, I know in Matt Smith's era, he has like a little
on the console.
Yeah, it's more in the console.
And
it's not.
There's
on
not
the door.
right, and there's not one on the console. Right. At the first Doctor.
Yeah, the first Doctor had it like it was near the door.
Well, yeah, it's up on the wall.
Yeah, up on the wall near the door.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Well, and then the new Doctor loses all of the circles. That happens in the movie.
Right.
You know, so when we start the movie, and all of a sudden the circles are gone.
Right.
So, overall, what would you like this episode?
I do. It was a lot easier to watch. This whole Unearthly Child. It was a lot easier to watch than I thought it would be, because I'm like black and white.
Right.
Really.
We've been watching color forever.
Right. Black and white, over the top, kind of horrible acting.
Oh yeah.
From Susan in particular, actually.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm not liking Susan right now.
Susan, she'll be gone before you know it, so we'll be good.
But everybody wants her back, so I know. But right now, I'm not liking Susan.
Well, and I'm excited to watch these.
And Barbara. I'm not liking Barbara either.
Barbara drives me crazy. She's a little ditzy. But I'm excited to watch them over again, because I didn't watch the William and I can't remember his first name, the second Doctor.
Oh, okay.
I didn't watch those two. They weren't on PBS when I was a kid, which is where I watched all of them. So I'm really excited to figure out if they explain Susan. I want them to really, yes, she's the granddaughter, but I want them to explain why the granddaughter doesn't continue.
Right.
Why is she a Time Lord? Is she only half human? I want them to. I want to get more into that.
Right.
So I'm kind of excited.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
So we have something special that is happening with our episodes, and it will continue, where we get a question from one of you lucky viewers. And how we're going to pick this random question, and we're going to pick them randomly, is in the comments section below this video. We will grab the comment out of it, and if you're a lucky winner for that comment, we will put you in the next video, or one of the next videos.
We'll answer your question, perhaps.
Yes. And so we have actually one of these from a special guest, a special person here. So go ahead and read the question.
So Donna N asks, "Who is your favorite villain and why?" And she says that she likes Davros. Davros, yeah.
Davros.
Yes.
She likes Davros.
Yes.
Oh, that one's off the board. I can't guess that one then.
Well, you can if you.
I really like him. I think he's awesome. But
he's always there.
Yeah.
From the Fourth Doctor.
Yeah, he's creepy.
Even to the current one.
Yeah, okay, he opens his freaking eye.
Yeah.
He opens his eye. Ooh, that's creepy. So, I'm going to let you go first. Who is your favorite villain?
Okay. Since, again, I'm new to Doctor Who, I've only seen the newer stuff, so I only know the newer villains.
Mm-hmm.
Or the new incarnations of the older villains. Because I know they redid and revamped some of the villains.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked and like the Weeping Angels.
Ooh.
Yes.
They are scary.
They are. And there's theories abounding with them and stuff, and they're just mysterious, and even the Doctor doesn't know a whole lot about their history. And
right.
So I would have to say
the Weeping Angels.
The Weeping Angels.
Yeah, they're definitely on the fear factor.
Right? Don't blink.
Don't blink. Stare. Keep your eyes open. For me, it's gonna be another one of those new ones.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. I saw one episode that I watched, and I didn't really watch the episode like real closely, but it is the Cyberman Lord, or the I don't know what you call him, the brain.
Oh,
do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the Cyber King.
The Cyber King. I think that is the coolest idea, and
because the Cyber King was that Victorian lady became the Cyber King, but the Cyber, yes, I know who you're talking about.
It's the brain, in the glass jar kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's the creepiest. Yeah, so I like that. I think, honestly, I mean, there's so many to pick from.
Right.
And there's so many. I mean, there's the Master.
Yes. Yes.
There's the Cyberman. There's the Dialects.
Yes.
There's so many.
Iceman.
The Iceman.
Sontarians.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
And it seems like every episode they pick a new one.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So that's who I say, the Cyber King. That's his name. All right. So if you want to see more videos like this one, or if you want to share your opinions on this episode or anything else that we do,
tell us your favorite villain.
Yeah, who's your favorite villain? That's a good idea. Definitely leave in a comment section below. There's also on the page a discussion board, so you can go over to the discussion board off the main page and start a conversation. Kind of an open forum kind of setup, and answer questions and leave them and all kinds of stuff. Thumbs up, share our videos, and so
start watching Doctor Who.
Woohoo! We'll see you next time. Bye for now.